Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whichever time of the day you are viewing this video. Welcome to the R.A.H podcast. I'm your host, Rahsaan Corbin II. We got my co-host Omar. Say what's up to the people, Omar.
Good afternoon, good evening.
All that jazz. And today's guest, no special introduction needed, but a special introduction needed. The future, Dr. Nayla Martin. Say what's up to the people.
Hope y'all enjoy.
Man, the reason why I like having a microphone, because I always wanted to be one of those sports commentators, the announcers, especially at the boxing ring. In this corner, sitting at a height of 6 feet, 245 pounds, and then go from there, but whatever.
No, I'd rather be a soccer commentator. They be gold.
Anyway, so yeah, this is who we have today. Before we get started, we're gonna do a little icebreaker. I didn't put an icebreaker on there because I like seeing people's reaction to the question. It's nothing bad, you know what I'm saying? But today's icebreaker question: What would the title of your biography be, or autobiography?
It would be, and I quote, "Which way do we go again?" Because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm I'm gonna get there eventually. Just don't know which way.
I mean, that's part of the year.
Yeah. Which way do I go? Which way is right? Which way is left? Well, yeah. All right. Appreciate that. Now we're gonna. So I write with my right hand. All right, never mind. So we're gonna dive into it. We did sound check before doing a whole family greeting, but can you do it one more time for the people? Where are you from? Classification, and what are you studying?
Right. Hey y'all, I'm Nayla Martin. I'm a 4th year biology student hailing from Sanford, Florida. That's everything, right? Yeah.
What are you studying?
Biology.
Biology. What made you choose biology?
Oh wow. Oh.
Actually, we'll get into that. We'll get into that later. Then we got it later because we got a topic for that. But just give like a brief overview of why you chose biology.
Honestly, I like science. Biology is stimulating. It makes me think. And I like that.
And why'd you choose FAMU? You got a nice orange and green shirt on.
Noticed. Wow. Honestly, I just really wanted to be surrounded by other Black people. That's really my main reason. FAMU was pretty much my only choice, or the only place I really wanted to go. I applied to FSU, but I didn't really want to go to FSU. It was just kind of to say I applied to more than one school. And I got into FAM, so here I am.
Gotcha.
We've been there before.
We all have our hero origin stories for how we got to FAMU.
Now I got my villain origin story.
What? Never mind. We're gonna talk about that later. All right. So first things first. First topic today is leadership and involvement. So, what is either your current? You can either talk about your current on-campus involvement or your previous one. What are clubs and organizations you're a part of?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna brush on the previous ones, but I won't stay on them too long, just because it brought me to where I am today.
Mm-hmm.
Freshman year, I was in BSLS. And then I was in MAPS and PIT my second semester because I had just transitioned over to biology. I ended up joining the FAMU FSU chapter of NSBE that same semester. I did the pageant. And so then my sophomore year, I reigned as Miss FAM State for the chapter. Following spring, I became a spring 24 initiate of Kappa Psi Phi, or the Alpha chapter of Kappa Psi Phi Sorority Incorporated, and I currently reside as the corresponding secretary for my sorority.
Oh man, that's lit. A lot of involvement. You forgot one thing though. Weren't you a peer influencer?
Oh my goodness, I completely forgot. I am very
I'm about to say I was in one of the videos you posted when you're interviewing people how they're preparing for finals week. It's in the spring semester.
like there's still a lot of little clubs I'm a part of, but we just touched on the major ones. The
No,
major ones.
that's that's real. Just wanted to make sure we got that out the way. Get to know more about your background. So, you just spoke on how it led you up till now, but how has your experience been when it came to personal and professional development from your involvement?
Hmm. I'd say professionally, it definitely made me more of a team player. A lot of people can say that they are a part of a team, but it's different to like actually work on a team, if that makes sense.
Mm,
And so I felt like being in those spaces and holding those positions helped me work better as a team, be a team player, do what's best for the organization as a whole and not just myself. It also allowed me to what's the word I'm looking for? Understand how to be professional when I'm not in specifically professional spaces. So how to hold myself, even if I'm like going to the grocery store or if I'm attending another club meeting, going there, I learned how to dress, learn how to speak to people, how to network, because you know, your girl's a little shy sometimes. So being in those spaces really helped me kind of open up and carry myself better. And I say personally, like I touched on, it helped me not be as shy. I feel like going into college, I had only really been in academic clubs. So joining all these social clubs, having to talk to people 24/7, having to go to people to ask for things, because asking for help is hard sometimes. It,
what you say?
it made it easier.
Got you.
So, quick question. For people who are out there who are shy like you are, what are some ways that you got out of that shell of being, hey, I'm going to stay shy to be now this social butterfly in a sense?
Honestly, I would say the friends I made my freshman sophomore year, they were definitely a little bit more extroverted than I was at the time. So I guess kind of being around them helped me. And also joining these leadership positions. I know it's like really scary thinking about like, oh, I have to do a presentation or I might have to talk to people in the future, this and the third. But honestly, it's one of those things you just kind of have to propel yourself into without thinking about it. Um, and hope for the best. That's really what I did.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was one of those people, and she was a little shy. She wasn't like just like in the corner, kind of like at a function or not, or like in a gathering. But she was always social. She was always talking to people. She's always like, "Hey, my name is Nayla," blah, 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 you know, saying all that stuff. But yeah, seeing her growth has been amazing. So now we're gonna dive into some leadership. We're gonna get more specific. So during your time serving on the Family FSU chapter in Nesby's Royal Court, um, learning from it, what advice could you share with those who wish to do the same thing, like be on a royal court?
Honestly, I think I guess 2 points. My first thing is that it is actual work. Um, I know a lot of people kind of, oh, they just put the sash and crown on, they go to coronation, this, that, and the third. But no, behind the scenes, it's a lot of work, a lot of planning, volunteering. You may be doing other jobs throughout the org, people may not see. Um, and so just kind of be prepared for that, be mindful. Um, as well, kind of know what you're doing it for. Don't just do it for that sash and crown, because it's going to get hectic. You know, you really have to stay grounded throughout the process. But enjoy your time. If you do it, if you decide to do a pageant, I think everyone should. It's a great learning experience. You're going to meet amazing people. And it's something that you can talk about years later. It always gives a story.
Yeah, most def. So now you said you're corresponding secretary for Kappa Psi Psi sorority. My fault. The Alpha chapter of Kappa Psi Psi Sorority Incorporated. There we go. Make sure I'm not stumbling over my words. Put some respect on it. Feel me? Um, so before we dive into the goals you have for this upcoming school year with your new position, have you seen any transferable skills transfer over from being on a royal court versus being secretary?
Oh gosh.
Because I know you only been in the position for about like 3 months or so now. 2 months, 3 months.
If anything, my position hasn't officially started. It literally started. But I can speak on some skills that I think will be helpful. Um, I know as Miss Fam State, I had to organize and run a lot of things, um, and kind of lead different committees. So I think that'll help as corresponding secretary, relaying that information to my sisters, taking notes of everything, tracking everything down, having all that paperwork from meetings organized into folders. So if we need something later down the line, I can just be like, oh, it's in this folder, it's here. Yeah, I don't know, just organization.
Shoot, I mean, you can always be one or two skills, and as long as you're, using those previous skills and growing, that's always the goal. So, speaking of goals, what are your goals for this upcoming school year with your new position?
Honestly, the main one is to really just get our name out there. I feel like upperclassmen may know about Kappa Psi Psi, but a lot of freshmen and sophomores don't. And I know that kind of like freshman, sophomore, those types of years, a professional sorority could really help. Hold on. I want to retry that one. I want to
Go
retry that.
ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Question again.
All right. So, what are your goals for this upcoming school year with your new position within Kappa Psi Psi Healthcare Sorority Incorporated?
Wait.
Your goals, like, what do you hope to accomplish? What do you want to
I
get out? Yeah, what do you want to get out for yourself or even the organization? Like, where do you see like end of the school year?
That's a good question. Okay. Kind of similar to the skills I feel like will be transferable. Organization. I want to be more organized within our organization. We're already pretty organized, but keep that standard up there. So when we pass things down to the next girls, everything will be together. And I'd say for the organization as a whole, like I said, I want to get our name out there. So, hosting more solo events, increasing our numbers, and yeah, I want freshmen to come on campus and be like, oh my goodness, Kappa Psi Psi, that's pretty cool.
Got you. You kind of touched on this a little bit earlier with kind of getting involved, but what advice would you give to someone who's interested in pursuing leadership or just involvement in general on a college campus or within their community?
Just do it. um, I think a lot of people get nervous when it comes to running for e-board positions, especially I'm talking about FAM's campus, but especially FAM's campus, because it seems like a lot of people already have stacked resumes, 2 pages, 3 pages. But honestly, you never know. You might be a better fit than someone who has 10 million qualifications. So my advice is to always just try. You never know where it'll take you. And for the community, once again, just go out there and try. I know when I'm back home, I volunteer at my food pantry, and I've been volunteering 2020. So it's always good to give back to people. So don't think twice about it. Just do it. You don't know where it'll take you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing about the college campuses. Even if you think you're not interested in something, you go to one of those interest meetings, you might end up being it for the rest of your undergrad career or undergrad experience or even graduate school if you do decide to go.
Yeah, it's the
So,
same way for professional too. There's you gonna be putting yourself into doors that you want people to speak good about you. So when you're not around, when they're speaking about you, they're gonna say nothing about highly things, high remarks about you. That can get you in more doors, and this is gonna further push you down the line to where you want it to be, whether it's CEO, COO, owning your own company, or just basically being a regional director, wherever you want to be.
yeah, all the above. Just do it like Nike. Just do it. Make your dreams come true. All right. All right. Now, just give like a little backstory. I remember when I originally met you, your freshman year, you were originally a business major. Uh, well, I already kind of answered the first question was your first major, but what was the deciding factor when you switched over to biology?
Oh gosh. I remember exactly where I was when I decided I wanted to make that. I was in it was like business systems, something with a lot of Excel sheets. And I was there, and there was a YouTube video on the screen showing us how to do it. And I remember being so frustrated. And I was like, why am I even doing this? Why don't I take a science class? This is really boring. And like a light bulb just kind of like switched in my head. And I said, wait, I have free will. I'm great. I can just do this. And so I left the class and I called my dad and I was like, Dad, I think I want to switch to biology. And I think I want to become a PA. And I was like, okay. Or he was like, okay, like that seems good to me. Took a whole semester to do the paperwork, talk to my advisors, talk to the deans. I got it switched. And I've been in biology ever since. Don't want to become a PA anymore, but
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll talk about that after we get through this section right here. Have you been enjoying your major since you've made the switch? I know you're coming up on graduation, but yeah, I see you making a face, but like genuinely, are you enjoying? It's kind of a weird way to say it when we're talking about schoolwork, but like,
Yeah.
are you enjoying your new major
oh,
compared to you are?
I love it. I know if you if you ask all my close friends, they might be like, "Oh, no, she doesn't." But if we're talking about the information I'm learning and all those concepts and stuff, I enjoy it thoroughly. I feel like it's challenging. Um, and it's interesting. I don't know. I go off of my own time and do research. Like literally some of the books behind me deal with bacteria and pandemics because I genuinely enjoy that stuff. So I really do love my major. I wouldn't change it to anything else. And yeah, even though I did kind of change it the other day, but that's besides the point.
It's all good. It's the circle of life.
Yeah. My advice to college students whenever they come up to me and ask me, how did I choose my major? I just tell them, you just gotta do what you feel passionate about. If you don't feel passionate about it, it's the same way with a job. If you don't feel passionate, you're not going to want to be there. You're going to want to leave. Same way with a major. If you're not passionate about it, then you're not going to want to stick. You're going to want to have to switch or just leave school. And school sometimes is necessary for some majors.
Yeah.
Others, you can probably get away with it with a trade school or even less than that. But higher education is a must in this world.
Most def. Yeah. Yeah. That's all I can really say about that. Find something you love. There will be times where you feel like you're frustrated with your major, classes, some homework is getting too much for you, but as long as you stick it out, that's all that matters.
Yep.
Be proud of that C, be proud of that B, be proud of that A especially. But
C's get degrees.
yeah, it was like be proud of it because these are hard majors in STEM, and seeing all of us stick it out. Well, Naila, you're coming up on graduation. Omar and I, we just graduated. Omar graduated last year. I graduated this year.
Out of here.
Yeah, I'm just glad you stuck to it. That's all I can say. Because I was with you in the library. I was just talking with Julius the other day. We've been up in the library for like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. unintentionally though. And you stuck it out. Because I remember you would always go back and forth, be like, man, this is frustrating. This is annoying. They'd be like, all right, got to remember what I want to do in the long run.
Yep. That
And
goal
I
at the end.
high on the board.
Say that one more time. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's right. You were right. Like,
What we want to do.
intentions. Yeah, intentions for the day. I remember she got me in the habit of doing that when in the library. It's like, all right, everybody write their goals, just so we have something like cross off before we leave, feel
One by
accomplished.
one. Yep.
Man, I seen Naylor write 4 things on the board. She crossed one thing off. She's like, I accomplished something for the day. I was like, you know what? You definitely did. You accomplished something. You accomplished one thing better than you did yesterday.
Like, we are too hard on ourselves as STEM majors sometimes. And I feel like going into my senior year, it's definitely something I've gotten better about. Just kind of like giving myself grace with this major because it's hard work. It's a lot. I know people like to play like, oh, so and so got an A. I don't know why I'm struggling in this class. I don't know why I'm not grasping this coursework. Girl, we're different people.
Yeah.
If look at what we're doing, like y'all taking Orgo 2, y'all taking biochem. I know y'all taking differential equations. Those words in itself make people shake. Like these are not,
Yeah.
we have to give ourselves grace. You pass that class with a C, babe, take it and go. Like to be honest, a C is not that bad. And I know my future doctors out there, my future medical professionals, y'all looking at me a little sideways. Listen, when it comes to them harder classes, sometimes you gotta take it and go. We're gonna do better next semester. We're gonna do better.
When C's get degrees in undergrad, B's get degrees in
In
grad
grad
school,
school.
and then from there on, I don't know about
As
PhD.
long
I'm
as
not
long
even
as
gonna
I
touch
don't know
that.
about PhD either. I probably should have asked Austin that in the previous interview about it, how he's maintaining
I
with
don't
it.
I don't want
But
to touch that.
but so closing out with the switching majors part, what advice would you give to someone who's considering changing their major before they completely dive in like, oh, let me go sign this paperwork? Because you went through the process of you had the idea, you talked to your parents about it, and then you went from there. So like, did you go through anything else during the process, or like what else would you share with other people?
Honestly, to kind of touch on what else I went through in my thought process, a lot of YouTube videos. My main thing I was worried about was like what job I would get. So I went through a lot of YouTube videos. I'd sit there after all my classes, little bowl of popcorn, and I'm going through the like day in the life of a doctor, day in the life of a nurse, things like that. And to this day, I still do that. I think I still did that up until last summer when I really figured out what I wanted to do. But lots of research, read those little articles and kind of figure out what you want to do so you can start tailoring your classes to it. But if you're unsure, my advice for real, just switch it. Do really follow your heart. Like don't I know a lot of people who waited till their senior year and like, man, I really wanted to do this. Oh, I really wanted to go into do the arts, or I want to do journalism instead of business or whatever. And they didn't do it because someone else was in their ear. Their parents are like, oh, don't do this, it isn't gonna make you money. At the end of the day, if you really don't like what you're doing, like Omar said earlier, it's going to feel like a job. You're going to be bored. You're going to want to leave school. Really think of who you're doing it for, why you're doing it, things like that. But, don't let anyone else be in your ear trying to tell you otherwise. So you shouldn't change your mind. And then skip and hop to the office and do that paperwork.
Skip and hop like you're off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard.
It was like a weight lifted off my shoulder when I switched my major. That semester I was in business was rough. And the classes were simple. And I'm saying that just because it was my freshman year, not because business is easy, but it was my freshman year. And I'm sitting up here struggling in the classes because I don't want to do the work. And then I'm like, oh, this is great. This is easy.
So you was fine with going to those meetings on Tuesdays?
What was it, twice? Wasn't it twice a week?
What? No, so I think it's twice a week for some people, like the ones who have to be helpers. But I think it's like for everybody, it's once a week. I think it's underclassmen is Tuesdays and upperclassmen is Thursdays. It alternates or something like that.
Something like that.
Used to be walk around in them hot suits on Tallahassee high heels.
Especially in
Then-
August, bro.
And they used to
August,
wear
September.
all black. And they had to wear all black. They couldn't wear no bright, colorful suits that used to help with the sun. No, it's all dark colors. Can't do it.
Really strict. I don't know how they are now, but I still see y'all coming out Tuesday and Thursdays. Y'all got it. And they
Hey, we gotta get
the people got it. Like
we gotta clap for them. We gotta clap for them because they all SBI students. We see you, we hear you. Y'all are really y'all are soldiers because I couldn't do it.
Facts.
Every Tuesday in the hot sun, especially in Tallahassee in August. Nah.
Yeah. All right, now switching topics. Being unsure about career paths you want to take. How do you find, like, what steps did you take for your? I'm wording this wrong. How did you find your long-term goal that you wanted to pursue? Like, describe the steps from when you first switched your major to last summer when you said you kind of wanted to switch to kind of now leading into senior year.
Oh gosh.
You feel comfortable sharing?
Yeah, no, I do.
Okay.
It's definitely, it goes back to why my autobiography title would be what did I say? Which way do we go? Something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, why do we go this way? Which way do we go? One of those things.
Which way we go?
Oh yeah, but go ahead.
But Gosh, it like I said, it really does go back to research. Like I said, I initially wanted to be a PA, and I kind of was like, "Oh, PA is cool because it's not as much schooling, but I still get paid." I was talking to my dad, like, "If you go into school, why don't you just become a doctor? Just go to med school." And I was like, I guess you're right. And I didn't really do too much research into it when he had said it. And then I did my research afterwards. I was like, oh, okay, this seems like too much. And I knew because I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to get just straight A's and B's, which was difficult, of course, because, well, the classes, like I said, are difficult. Um, oh gosh, okay.
It's not like high school, is it?
It's
No, it is not.
So with me and Naylor coming from the same city, we did go to the same high school, and I would say high school for me particularly, and I went to high school from 2014 to 2018. Cakewalk. I never really had to worry about, oh, let me sit down 3 o'clock in the morning studying, sweating, like, why can I not get this to work or something? Never. I could literally do my homework within an hour and go about my day and be fine. You get to college, it's a completely different type of ordeal.
it was definitely a big thing that kind of got me. Because when I was in high school, I did and even for me, I was like, okay, that's not nothing crazy. That was also the end of COVID, so like we didn't have an exam or crazy stuff. So I was chilling. And I get to college, and I'm doing all these. But
Hold on, repeat that last part one more time. It kind of cut out on my end.
I'm
You did
sorry.
too.
By the time I got to college, um, I didn't really have the study tools. I was taking all which so quick.
Ah, still a little static. try to project your voice. Project your voice.
Okay, let me up. Um, by the time I got to college, making all these quick switches, like career wise and major wise, I realized I didn't have the right tools I needed to learn how to like study. I didn't know how to study for real, especially with what I was learning. So when I decided in my head, my sophomore year, oh, I'm gonna be a doctor, I'm sitting over here panicking a little bit, shaking when it comes time to take all the exams and stuff, because I wasn't that mindset prior to. I didn't know how to study for those eight how I should have, and so that was rough. It's like following summer, I'm talking to my dad. I'm like, I don't think I want to become a doctor anymore. This is a lot of pressure I'm putting on myself. I love the coursework, but because I'm so focused on trying to become a doctor, I'm not enjoying what I'm learning. And at the end of the day, for me, I'm very much a if I don't enjoy it, I'm not going to do it type of person. Um, and I knew I liked the material, so that had to go. I had to switch careers. So, going through my junior year, I find this little career field called hold on.
Go
Oh,
ahead. Take
oh,
time.
oh my gosh.
Cause I know science, they got those long words. They're
Exactly.
like 3 words in one. 3 words in one.
Hated biology for that reason.
Well, go ahead, Naylor.
But epidemiology, and I was like, wait, this seems cool. And I stumbled upon the little CDC YouTube page because, like I said, I watched all the little YouTube video careers. So I found epidemiology, and I was like, wait, research. I didn't ever consider research. Um, so I was like, okay, epidemiology. I'll go get my master's. That seems a lot easier. Like, yay, it's there for a master's program. A little boring too. And it hit me. The study of viruses. And yeah, I don't know. I'm with that now. Now I want to be a virologist. The the study of that, transmission of viruses, all that stuff seems interesting. And eventually I want to be on a pandemic response team or work for some form of research, all that stuff. To
Some slight.
Sorry.
But yeah, you answered the rest of the question I had in the career paths part, being unsure about it. But do you feel that now you're part of an organization of like-minded people like you? wanting to be in the health field? Do you feel like that's keeping you motivated, keeping you grounded in a way?
Oh, definitely. I needed this like 2 years ago, if we're being honest. Which is why earlier I was like, "Ooh, I'm hoping to get more freshmen and sophomores involved with the sorority." Because I feel like, especially for me, I know at that time, being surrounded by a group of girls who are all going into healthcare, figuring out these challenging classes, navigating, graduate school, all that stuff would have really helped me earlier in my collegiate career. So yeah, I love it. I love all my sisters. Shout um, and yeah, like it really.
Got you. Now, one topic, this is the last topic. One topic you definitely brought up a lot when it came to not just switching your major, but pivoting on what career path you want to take. What were some on campus resources you use while helping manage your stress when it came to academics, leadership, social life, as well as your career path? Like, what on campus resource did you use?
Well, anyone who knows me, I talk about this one a lot. Therapy, campus, all
Oh
my
man, hold up, project your voice a little bit more.
FAMU people,
Go ahead.
my people in any public, college, private, I don't care. Go to your counseling center. Once you enter college, just go ahead and call them people. Sign up for an appointment and just talk to them. Even if you're like, oh, I feel fine, I'm doing great in life. Sometimes all it takes is one day, one hard class. You just those people. I should be specific. My counselor helps me out in ways that I don't even think she knows. Just build me a level of confidence because I know I struggled a lot with imposter syndrome. So she just really helped me build me up, help me develop healthy coping mechanisms, things like that. Know when it's time to take a break, um, and things like that. And it really helps me. And then the second one I would say is getting an academic coach. Shout out to my academic coach. Shout
Most def.
out.
Shout out to mine too,
But
Mr.
she
Patrick Joseph.
Bro, Mr. Farmer. He kept me down. He kept me grounded with my goals. He's like, you're not doing the studying thing right. You're not
right,
doing this homework thing right. He's like, we're gonna go over this slide deck real quick. He went through like the whole thing, how to study, how to do work, how to properly like take breaks.
How to
exactly.
handle stress.
Man,
There another way to how to handle stress because I was going through stress messing with computer engineering. He helped me understand sometimes you just gotta give it your all and not really let it take control of you and just shut you down.
yeah. Shout out to them. That's all I can say.
Shout out to Patrick.
But was there anything else you wanted to add to that question?
Um, I'm gonna talk more about her because I truly feel like she needs to get all her
Go
flowers.
ahead. Go ahead.
Miss Amanda Williams, ma'am, excellent job. My future incoming freshman coming to FAM, ask for her. When I was switching my majors, she pointed me in the right direction because that paperwork's hard to find. When I switched over to biology, she was like, "Here are some clubs you can join." She introduced me to my current sorority. And even now, even when I feel like I kind of have everything together, she kind of just keeps me on top of things. Like, make sure you're going to tutoring, make sure you stay on top of this class because this professor is a little iffy. Make sure you're taking breaks, things like that. And so I just feel like without her, I would be struggling a lot more than I am. So
Got you. Shout out to all the counselors out there. Shout out to all the people on
All the academic
campuses.
coaches.
All the above. If you're helping your students out or just students in general on the campus, props to you. Shout out to you. You're a real superhero without a cape. But but diving into this next question is going to be around a support system outside of counseling, because counseling you really only go to about, sometimes people go once a week, some people go twice a month, or even once a month, and even then it's only for about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the person and the appointment and like what issues you're going through. But how would you describe the importance of having a support system to surround yourself with during those tough times?
Y'all know me. Y'all know I love my friends. Like truly. Oh, I feel like I could cry right now, y'all. Y'all don't understand.
If you
Like
feel comfortable answering, you,
y'all already see the water. Y'all know I'm a crier. Anyway,
I do. My fault. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Naylor.
oh, pretty professional. Um, but no, I feel like my friends have just really they really did their big one, I should say, to keep it, simple. Um, if I ever needed anything, a shoulder to cry on, someone to watch Insecure with me, someone to just the street, the Publix, anything. Like I feel like I could call any one of my college friends right now and they would answer for the most part. And just, honestly, I don't know. Like they're just amazing people. They're always there for me, always giving okay advice. They know.
Oh, that's a shot at you.
I know. I know. You don't gotta tell me twice. I know the stuff I be saying just be random sometimes, trying to get people to laugh, trying to get people to smile. Sometimes it don't work. But go ahead, Naylor.
But I feel like it's very important. I feel like it's one of the best I've gotten out of this college experience. So, shout out to them. I hope that every freshman, current college student can experience the same level of support that I received because my goodness, y'all.
Man, when I tell y'all about support system, let me tell you about support system. You know what this is, Naylor.
We're sobbing. Everyone's sobbing right now.
No. I'm not trying to get to that. I'm just talking about support system. Let me tell y'all something. At graduation, first off, leading up to graduation, Naylor kept going, you need to get a scrapbook, you need to get a picture book, you need to get a picture book. I'm like, no, I'm thinking about it. Next thing you know, pull up with a gift bag. This thing's in here for all good memories because we have a lot of pictures together, me, you, and Julius. And I was just like, dang, this is something good to look back on. And especially now that I'm no longer in Florida, I'm working full time. It's like something to look back on if I want to laugh. Be like, haha, I remember that day. Oh man, why did they take that picture? Why did they put that picture in there? Because there was a few pictures in there when I was asleep. I'm like, bro, y'all are tweaking right now. Yeah, Omar, they caught me lacking a few pictures.
They Norman you? That's crazy.
Yeah, brother. We'll talk on that later. But yeah, having a support system is beyond important because everyone plays a part in your life. Whether they make you laugh, they like someone to go along with to the cafeteria to get food. Cafeteria runs 10 in the morning, 7 at night. Always a good time. Just make sure you keep those good people around you. As always tell people.
Exactly. And shout out to the people that have been in my life or I've been in your life just for a season, just for a small moment. If it was freshman year, we were friends for that semester, even orientation. You contributed to where I am now, and I hope that I contributed to where you are now. And shout out to you.
Facts. Now kind of going back to the stress management, stress and like just overall management of your life. Do you feel like your techniques have evolved over the years?
Yes. 1000%. Freshman year me, little old me, was getting stressed by anything. Anything would stress me out. And it wasn't that I would get stressed so easily. It was that I just didn't know how to manage my stress, those coping mechanisms. But now I'd say, as a senior, I know when I'm starting to get stressed. I know what that feels like physically for me, where to go, what to do, what may be causing my stress, if I can remove it. Is it something in my control? Is it something out of my control? And kind of navigate those types of things. So yeah, tremendous growth.
Got you. One last question. What advice would you give to someone who's just no, actually, better yet, what's something that you do that makes you happy, like in your self-care time? Some people don't talk about self-care enough or like your me days. Like what's something that you would recommend to people if they walked up to you and say, "Hey, I'm really stressed right now. I have a test tomorrow. I have a project due this Friday. All the above, X, Y, Z." What's something that you would recommend that helps you?
Oh gosh. If someone was like super stressed and came up to me, if you have a project tomorrow, that test tomorrow, and it's today, my advice may sound bad, but baby, ain't nothing you can do about that. I'm being completely
Let's end on a positive note. Let's end on a positive note for the one time. Come on now, Naylor. I understand that's the reality of it, but
Okay.
some people need that comfort in between them
You
kind
want
of processing. No,
What's something that you
whatever.
like to
Go
do in
ahead.
Tallahassee? And
Go
then
ahead.
what
There
is
we go.
one thing that's
Oh, okay.
Go ahead with Omar's question.
what's one thing that you like to do in Tallahassee
She
to just
said.
relieve stress?
She
Oh,
said, "You want me to lie? You ain't got to lie, Craig. Come on now."
She said, right here in the Bible, I will not do this.
Well, go ahead, Naylor.
oh gosh. Okay. I like to go for a nice walk. If you've ever seen me on campus, I got them big headphones on and I'm power wherever I need to go.
You forgot the
For
water bottle
years.
too.
The water
Oh,
bottle.
Water bottle.
half her size.
Nice
Oh,
walk. Honestly, it just helps clear my thoughts. Anything negative, I realize, or I have to realize, while I'm mid breathing exercise, that if it's outside of my control, there's nothing I can do about it. So there's no reason I should stress over it. I'm just going to stress myself out more. And like I said, this sounds more positive than I said it before. But if it's tomorrow and I haven't been preparing for it, or I haven't been doing my best, sometimes you have to take that L and keep it pushing. And remember, I'm going to do better next time. You have to learn from, and yeah, just don't let it repeat. Don't get stuck in that cycle. And yeah, I don't know. Just take a step back sometimes. Truly. Drink some water, eat some fruits and vegetables, take care of your body first, and the rest will follow, hopefully.
hopefully.
No, it will. It will in the end. Everything works out in the end.
It does.
I think it was a title of a book, and an album by Common. He's like, one day it'll all make sense. So everything will all make sense at the end of the day, no matter how good or bad things are going, it'll make sense. But it's closing out. Do you have any last minute, or I said last minute, last remarks or any questions for myself or Omar?
Oh, I do have some remarks.
Go
Anyone
ahead.
else who is unsure of their career path, unsure of what they want to do, not confident in it, that's okay. This is a complete, not trial experience, but you're still young. You are still very young. You can possibly go back to school. You can figure it out later. Take it one day at a time. Don't stress yourself out over trying to have it all figured out now. Because I guarantee you half of these people out here are taking it day by day and don't have it figured out. Social media only shows us the best parts of life. So back, take a couple breaths, drink some water. You'll be okay. Trust. Because by the time you graduate with that diploma in hand, maybe you're going to forget about half the things you were worrying about in college. So yeah, take a deep breath, fine, and turn up and study, but turn up.
Yeah, make that time to have fun, or just what make time for what's fun to you. I'll say that. Whether that's going to the gym or going on a walk, or even just like sitting outside, just
Or
sitting
going to the
outside.
FSU Res. To
Or
all to all my Tallahassee kids, go to the FSU Res. I would say it is beautiful. Go get you a little canoe, relax, paddle, do what you got to do. It's beautiful out there. All your stress will melt away.
In nature, son.
Nature's touch grass.
But yeah, definitely go touch some grass, because And the STEM majors tend to keep themselves cooped up in a room too long. But
Yep, dark room, just looking at a computer screen.
that's discussion for another time. Anyway, Nayla, do you have anything else you want to share or any questions?
Gosh, I don't think I do. For once, I'm speechless.
Man, oh man, I'm messing. No, but this was great. I never, because I've been with you pretty much majority of the way to you where you're at now. And it's felt good to sit back and like ask you some questions about reflecting on your growth and your path. Because I don't think we ever had that conversation. Just like, do you ever think about how far you came, or like how you evolved over the years? So like, yeah, you and Julius. I'm glad I set up interview with both of you because it was amazing seeing. I said it to y'all a million times. I said it to you during the pageant. I said it to you when you had your pageant, and I said it to you before I left. I'm extremely proud of both your growth, both how both of you grew, and yeah, thanks for introducing me to Julius because that was my right hand man for President VP. That was my right hand man. Yeah, but yeah, Nayla, thank you so much for being on. Appreciate the time you took out. I know you got a busy schedule. Got school coming up, but
And good luck on this semester.
yeah, good luck on this semester and this school year. That's all I can say.
And thank y'all for having me. It's such an honor. Never been here.
But yeah, if you enjoyed today's video, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, or even come back to revisit to find new information you might didn't see the first time. So till next time, we'll see you on the next episode.
Eesh.